we are just one little thing, amongst all this really cool shit here. So, thank you for making us feel as important as the trees and the sky and the hills and the fog and all that. But that's the real reason we're here. I think we're lucky to pretend as though it's all about us. But we're all in this together. It's our night together. We're gonna play music, and you're gonna give us love. We're gonna give you love, and you're gonna sing, and it's all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, this is just our party together, okay? And to me, that's what I mean. The best thing that we can do is acknowledge that we're in a magic place with some magic people tonight, and it's gonna be great. Anyway, we love you guys. We love you guys. We love you guys. Thank you for, I thought it turned out to be just a beautiful, beautiful fucking experience here. Now, come on.
We, at Viacom, at MTV Music Group, at MTV VH1 CMT, we felt it was time to maybe recognize achievement around the intersection of technology, music, and what was happening in these new online social spaces. We landed upon the name of All Music Awards, which we thought was, something that couldn't be pinned down. Ongoing, online, outrageous. And one of the themes that started to emerge, I think very quickly, was let's break convention. Let's do things differently. Let's do things that you're not supposed to do.
Well, what would be really fun to do that you've never been able to do before because of the technological limitations of television? Well, what the internet allows you to do is to take down all the walls. It allows you to say there are no restrictions, there are no commercial breaks, there's no time limit. You don't have to hit 90 minutes or 2 hours or 2.5 hours or anything else. Then the conversation becomes a lot more interesting.
We did some research and we found that Jay-Z in 2006 had broke the world record for most concerts played in 24 hours. And we said, it would be really fun if we broke Jay-Z's record. We did 8 concerts in 24 hours, but we didn't do it in Jay-Z fashion. Let's do it in a truck in small towns. The truck turned into a bus. The region turned into the Mississippi Delta. We said, let's start in Memphis. Let's go to Clarksdale, Oxford, Jackson, Hattiesburg, Biloxi, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and then we ended up finishing the show in New Orleans. Getting an artist, to impromptu host a show on a bus moving through the Mississippi Delta at 3 a.m. It's going to be a pretty special artist.
Flaming lips.
Flaming lips.
Flaming lips.
The flaming lips.
Flaming lips.
The flaming lips.
The flaming lips.
Flaming lips. Flaming lips.
Flaming lips.
The flaming lips.
Flaming lips.
The flaming lips.
The flaming lips. The flaming lips. The flaming lips.
Hello, watchers and listeners. I'm Wayne from the band Flaming Lips. Well, I think it's not that I love music. I think music loves me. And so, I think somewhere in the early part of your subconscious life, and what I mean by that is when you're young, you don't realize how much experiences are affecting you. I think it got in me. I like experiences. I like doing weird things. I like doing new things. I like doing unknown things, mostly because I think the audience wants it. We've played music for a long time now, and sometimes it really isn't about our experience. It's about theirs, and I think for some people that's good news.
Yes, this is going to be insanity, followed by even more insanity.
The vibes that they give off on their music is just the message that the world needs to hear.
It's not just one dimension. We don't just do this one thing, and if you don't see us, if you don't pay $85, you don't see us. To do a lot of different things and not have it be all about
you know, play as many shows as you can so you can make as much money as you can, so you can do as big a production as you can. To me, that really got boring even a long time ago. So to me, it really is like, how do I connect with these people, and what can we do with the music in these different atmospheres, these different settings that makes it more powerful?
We love the Flaming Lips. Please come back to Oxford, Mississippi. Please, if you'll give us one chance, we'll double the crowd. Do you realize how much love you could?
We don't really let anything decide what we'll be other than what we want to be. It's about us. It's music that represents us. That's why the music is great. The music isn't great because we've had teams of technicians make it perfect. It's that we aren't fake. I mean, so we don't have anything to hide. And when we let everybody in on that, that breaks down everything. I think the greatest thing that people connected with the Flaming Lips, the greatest thing that they can say is, I don't know. And that's when I say yes, because that's true. Because it's a great, giant, curious world out there, and you change your view of the world all the time. I mean, there's so many things we have to do in life, and we don't know what's going to happen. And we have to say, I don't know, maybe I'm a fool, and it's not going to work. So what? So we're fools. We're fools anyway, even if nobody knows it. You know, everybody's afraid of looking like a fool. It's like the best things in life won't happen to you unless you run the risk of looking like a complete idiot.
I feel like there's this magical thing that happens around the Flaming Lips, and Wayne really understands the balance of doing something a little bit shocking that keeps you interested and keeps you like titillated, but at the same time knows how to put on just a great show and perform for an audience. Some people define success by record sales or, you know, how many licenses you're getting, but man, if you've been a band for 25 years, I mean, and they've had all those things, right? But they've stuck it out. It's just so hard to stick it out, especially, you know, nowadays.
It's very rare for a band on a major label to get to basically do anything that they want to do. Let's make a 4 CD box set where we have to play all 4 CDs at one time. Warner Brothers, is that cool? Sure, go for it, Flaming Lips. What the fuck?
Celebrating music is something we have to do because music has undergone this incredible transformation.
The whole dynamics and alchemy of how creativity, production, audience, and technology all play together is being rewritten to a certain extent.
I think what's really exciting about seeing them now too is that there's almost this kind of homegrown element to their show. You know, he's got the giant hands with the lasers. Well, they built that stuff.
Luckily, I'm very addicted to the idea of music and art and, you know, this progression of what it is, our evolution of, you know, of our ideas and stuff. There's always this new creation that's part of us, and that allows us to really play all this music. Some of it's 30 years old that we still play. And I think that's just dumb luck.
There was no other band or artist that seemed right for what we were trying to do. I mean, they're so engaged with their fans. They're already doing 24-hour songs and interactive album releases and pushing the boundaries from a technology standpoint. I mean, they were perfect.
I think they approach this because they know that I love the absurdness. But no, I mean, in the big picture, I would have never woke up and said, let's get the Guinness Book of World Records, let's take it from Jay-Z. I mean, I wasn't even aware that Jay-Z had it to take it from him, you know.
Growing up in South Carolina, where there was a real shortage of great bands coming through, hearing about the Flaming Lips doing their 24-hour tour through the South, I think that was a gift to those places.
We looked at it as an opportunity to do 8 little mini unique shows of songs that we'd never played before, songs that we'd play with other artists. It isn't just oh, play 8 shows, get them over with as quick as you can, get on to the next place. For us, it's got to be, about the music.
I was at first really surprised that the Flaming Lips had chose Memphis as one of the cities that they were going to go to. And then, on the other hand, like, why wouldn't you start in Memphis? Memphis is where rock and roll starts. And it's one of the coolest cities on earth.
You have so many famous people, so many famous musicians that come here, and not only do they come from Memphis and they get famous off of what they play and how they sing, but they also come back and put that music right back in the community. So it's just one constant rotation of musicians just getting born every day. So on any given day, I can go from rap to country to blues to rock and roll. Somebody's playing live music somewhere.
I was actually surprised once I found out MTV was coming, and then when I found out it was Flaming Lips, I was really excited. And I get to work, I get to enjoy music, I get to enjoy good barbecue, and when I get off, I get good beer. So hey, it's a win-win situation for me.
A song from Yoshimi Battles of Pink Robots that we've never played in front of anybody before. It's called It's Summertime.
It's summertime, and I can understand if you still feel sad. Don't be sad. It's summertime.
Now I knew the Flaming Lips, I knew their shows, I knew the creativity, and I thought they were going to be a great fit. But I didn't really get it till I saw the first show in Memphis. The sun was shining, it was a beautiful day, the fans were in the audience, and Wayne just starts going. And there's confetti everywhere, and it was the most visual thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, this is going to work. This is going to absolutely work.
The great thing about the Flaming Lips is they don't have any borders around themselves. They're not worried. I mean, what are they? Are they a post-punk band? Are they a hippie band? Are they performance artists? Are they descendants of rock opera and prog rock? Or are they descendants of the Grateful Dead and folk rock? They're all those things.
If you don't know what the Flaming Lips are and you go see a Flaming Lips show, you'll be a fan for life. I mean, that's where it's at. Every show is this magical experience for all your senses. It's almost like theater.
You come to see us play, we play brand new things, we play old things, hopefully a bunch of songs that you like, probably some that you don't, but hey, what the heck.
It was huge for us. I mean, it was huge for the city of Memphis. It was obviously big for Beale Street since they played here. The combination of Flaming Lips, MTV, and the Guinness Book of World Records is a hell of a show, and I think they made the fans happy for Memphis that wanted to come out and see them.
Every single record, and we have over 60,000 records in our database, every single record has specific rules and guidelines that must be followed. And we oversee every single record attempt, make sure that all of the rules were followed, and if they weren't, then we can't approve the record.
All right, so the rules are that we have to play for at least 15 minutes for it to constitute a performance.
We jumping on? Probably was, gosh, I'm thinking probably like 4 or 5 years ago. One friend of ours had a giant rabbit costume, and he took some mushrooms and came to the show. And after the show, people came up to me and said how great it was that we had giant rabbits at the show. Now I know there was only one, but some people thought there was 5 or 6. We thought, what a great idea. We'll just have giant animals on stage with us, and we had bears and dogs and frogs and rabbits, and they would fill up both sides of the stage, and we just got people out of the audience. Back then I think it was sometimes 10 people per side.
For years he was having the furry animals, and it was like this coveted thing that you know, you could be on stage with the Flaming Lips.
2005, I think they had an audience that had a really positive energy, that was sort of like a tribe of people. You know, not the sort of cynical shoegazer indie rocker that I think, you know, was with them in the late 80s and the Clouds Taste Metallic era and the, you know, a Transmission from Satellite Heart era, which are great records. I love those records, but there was a little bit of irony still in them. I think that the lack of irony just drew people to them that wanted to say, we love you.
What started happening at some point, and I don't know if it just clicked in Wayne's mind or if it was just like an impulse that he developed, you know, from being on the road so much, but like after shows, just literally standing next to the stage and shaking hands with anybody that would talk to him, you know, and just like one by one by one by one, just saying hello and engaging with them. And Wayne and the Lips were like building an army, you know, I mean, they're just like slowly kind of recruiting these diehard fans that will go see them anywhere and be a part of that experience.
There was going to be this group of fans that was going to follow us. I don't remember, I think it was maybe 50 or 60 of these fans that went to every show, followed us in a bus. And then they would show up and really bring this fresh energy to the whole thing, virtually every time.
Hello. Following the Lips on the 24-hour tour. Well, that was a great experience.
It was really important to Wayne that his fans be involved, and we started to talk about this whole thing about the freak caravan following everybody. And the execs over at, you know, MTV and VH1 kind of called me and they're like, you know, listen, it's great and all, but like, you kind of can't do that. But Wayne kind of, you know, insisted.
I didn't really have to insist. I mean, they really couldn't stop us.
And then, unbeknownst to me even, they went and they planned this whole thing without us. And then I got a call from an exec saying, did you know that they are still bringing the freak caravan along with them?
I've never been to Clarksdale before.
Never been here before?
No. I think I must have driven through it at some point, but I don't know. What's your name?
I'm Bill Perry.
Oh, all right.
You are?
I'm Wayne.
Wayne?
I'm getting ready to run in there and sing, I think.
The part that Kesha sings.
Yes.
And I'm going to sing the part that I sing.
Yes.
I hope you enjoy it. All right, come on, Dalek.
It's 2012. Think we're going to hell. Put me under your acid spell. I want my mind to be completely toast. The tides destroy the whole West Coast. And I want my ass to be jumping too. Oh my, and the boo-hoo-hoo.
I am a space alien.
Or attempted space alien, just, I don't know, with love.
Wham.
They must have been overjoyed and really relieved that the Love Pit were there, because I think it's a great part of the story. They're so fun, you know, and they look great too.
I never went to a concert until I was much older. I would think I was 19 or 20 when I actually went to a Flaming Lips show. Such a scene, non-exclusive in any way. I think that's what really I love about the Flaming Lips, is that everyone's invited to their adventure.
They really feed something from their audience, you know, and I think the Lips are, you know, just as concerned with what the fans are contributing to their overall story and sound than what they're contributing. I think that's a very rare symbiotic relationship that happens between fan and band.
When I go to shows, you know, I'm not necessarily just there to watch the band play music. I want to be with my friends. I want the whole day and the whole thing, even after the band is done, to be a great experience. So, you know, we go about it, you know, doing our shows the same way. Like, obviously you're going to have a great time. We're a component of that, but it's you know, making your day and your night and your life this great thing.
I think it's important to celebrate music. I think it's important to celebrate all art forms, really. It's just not enough of it. It's good for people. It's great therapy for people. It's emotional food for people. But music especially, I think, listening to it yourself is great, but experiencing it in a way that affects all your senses, a live show, sharing it with other people, the visuals, even listening to music while looking at a traditional 12-inch gatefold, to me, is it's a tactile experience compared to, say, just throwing an MP3 on.
Food around here is pretty much a way of life. Music is really kind of the same thing in the sense that the stuff that we have going around here is not necessarily something you sit and read out of a book, but it's something that people have kind of passed down.
You know, Oxford is a very creative little town, and it's kind of like a bubble in Mississippi. There's lots of literary culture here, with William Faulkner being from here. Then you have, of course, music and the arts.
You'll find that more than you'll find that in a major metropolitan area, because those people just have it in their blood and it's in their soul. It's part of their tradition. It is literally part of their history. I'm sure they grew up with music in a way that other people grow up with other things. It's just what people do.
I remember when like the bus pulled up, I was outside opening the door, and Wayne got off, and he kind of looked a little disheveled, you know, and I just like shouted out, "Welcome to the Lyric," and he like pointed up and like saw the letters outside the building. He was like, "Oh yeah," you know. So that was really special to me. I don't know, I just love live music. It's I don't know, I feel addicted to it.
Stephen, are you ready? Mike, you ready? Let's go!
If we just said, hey, we're gonna take a bus, do 8 shows, going from Memphis to New Orleans, pretty neat idea. But all of a sudden a record almost sets time. It adds an element of drama. Will they do it? Won't they do it? What's gonna happen if they don't?
most people will remember the Guinness Book of World Records from when they're like 8 years old, and you look in there and you see like, you know, the fattest twins in the world. They both weigh 750 pounds and they're riding mini bikes or something, or Evel Knievel's in there, or someone is, you know, is eating like, you know, cockroaches or something. You know, it's just absurd things, and it really does intrigue, you know, like I said, a 10-year-old's mind. And part of my mind, I think, is probably still like that. I hope so, anyway.
As the hours started going in, you started getting more and more invested in, is he going to break this record? I also think that the tone was, if it didn't get broken, it's okay, because the spirit of the music element to it was important.
I'm sure every time he started a new show, it's a new group of people who, for them, they're, you know, it's the first time they're seeing the Lips that night. So there's probably something incredibly invigorating about certainly the live component to it.
I remember going home after the show and my friends and I staying up all night and watching the next stops. There was this couple and the girl had this huge disco ball and we kept seeing her. You could see everyone's journey, you know, and I think that's a lot like what the Lips represent in their music, is like that life and love journey, you know. It made me want to get in the van and like follow them.
They were like drunk, wasted, they were crazy.
What you need?
Slices of pepperoni and one slice of cheese.
I love music because it's the one place in the world where you're allowed to be as crazy as you are inside your mind, out to the world. You know, with a song, it's almost like when you're dreaming and you have that crazy dream and you're like, I don't know if I should tell anyone because it was just nuts. I mean, writing it into a song is one way of making it poetry instead of just insanity. So I love that about music.
Sometime around like 83 or 84, we did a tour and the Flaming Lips opened up for us. They were really nice, and I remember lots of, I think they had a lot of fog. Yeah, God, early on, I think with the Jesus Lizard, we played in Hattiesburg, I think in '91, but there were a few things. The promoter was a really young guy, I think like 16 or 18, who had some pretty wacky notions. Like he told us that he had built a computer made out of ants, which is pretty fucking impressive.
The best way to describe my life is like fishing. I always say this. It's like hours of boredom, the prep, the stocking the cooler, the mopping the floor, the boredom, the hanging the posters, and then 12 o'clock after midnight, when everybody's shaking, and it's just nuts. Flaming Lips, probably the peak of my career here at the Boom Boom Room. Definitely the biggest band that's ever played here. We were up all night and we were watching it live on our TV there. So we watched them pull into town, you know, it was surreal, to say the least. It was historical, you know, for this town. There was so much hype that people that didn't even know who the Flaming Lips were, or Jackson Browne, were out in the street, you know, just waiting like it's a Mardi Gras or something. It was nuts. All kind of folks from different walks of life together. Everybody wanted to help, everybody wanted to be here, everybody was a part of it. From government to just locals to fans to people traveling here, just all kind of different folks just meshing together to make it happen.
It was also cool to see like little towns light up at 7 in the morning and sort of just come to like crackle to life.
It wasn't
as
like
the
we're
Lips
just
were coming
doing
into town.
we're doing a concert every night at 8 p.m. when you normally do shows. Like
7 a.m., small town, like the whole town is about 800 yards. You're talking Main Street, that's it. Everyone's outside, they're excited about the Lips coming to town. They come into a small venue, a venue that you just couldn't see them in. It's like they're not playing those venues anymore, except for on this tour, and this group of people, these privileged people, get to see that. It was awesome.
It was really cool.
It's why we're interested in this VH1 MTV tour, because we want to play places that are absolutely absurd small places.
Definitely the most people that have ever been in the Boom Boom Room. I had to walk out the back door around the block to get to the front door. So many people. It was hot, man. It was June 28th. I mean, in the middle of summer, it was hot.
this. You know, I'm not on the stage playing the guitar, but you know, I felt like the show couldn't happen without me, and it's an addiction.
I was not under the impression it was really my show. I think I was just part of it, you know. But I kind of like diving in and saying, let's see what happens. You know, but that being said, I mean, we knew that we'd have the love pit, and we knew we were going to do this music. We knew we were going to meet up with these other groups that we really love. But there's half of it, you go, I think it's going to be really great. And then there's another half, you're like, I don't know what's going to happen.
People would knock on what I do. I mean, they drive by and they say, you know, he's got a marquee that says, come up here every Thursday. We get weird, you know, what the hell's that about? You know, the people that come up here every Thursday and get weird, that's an experience that that's rock and roll. We all share that. It's about being in a crowd full of a bunch of strangers, bobbing your head, sweating, shaking, you know what I mean? And feeling it together.
Their audience actually plays a part in the show. Some of them are on stage in costume. And I always have this feeling seeing them that their shows are life-affirming. I feel better about life after seeing them, and that's not, I don't mean that lightly. I think they genuinely create an expression of love and connection and extend that to everyone that's there to see them. And for those 2 hours or 2.5 hours, you're all together, singing together, smiling together, and taking part in something that's beautiful together.
Nice to finally meet you. Hi, Jilly.
Saw him at a music festival in 2010, and it just changed my life. You know, the music brought so much love into my life, and I immediately saw life in a whole different perspective and saw how beautiful things can be. Met all these wonderful people here.
Beginning of the summer, I just started following the Lips around because, I don't know, I had a real crappy year last year, and my house had burned down, and my life was just in shambles. I met all these people, and it like gave me purpose. It was like, I can go across country and have family anywhere. You can have home anywhere.
The Flaming Lips, they definitely showed me that it's okay to be different. You don't have to conform to the world, to the norm, and that diversity is fucking awesome. And that's what we're all about, just being with each other, loving each other, being yourselves, and just accepting everybody for who we are.
That community is very important, I think, for all artists. You want that community because that's why you do it. And the Lips have it. You got that sense when watching that tour that they've got that community that cares, that feels connected to each other, and the common denominator is the Flaming Lips.
The 24-hour tour, it was on June 27th. It's exactly 1 year prior to that. I got out of a really bad relationship. It was extremely special to see how your life can go from one extreme to the other end in 1 year, you know. It changed me, you know. Meeting all of these people, you know, just, it makes life different.
I guess a big thing that has occurred to me is I've experienced a very personal growth in my life, my lifestyle, and my happiness, and it's definitely from all these people, and just the development that we've made, and it's for, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of people have, their life has exploded in such a beautiful way. It seems really cool that we can push each other to be better than we thought we could be. The power of that is more than I could ever have thought of. Like, I didn't have that before last year, the freak out. Like, I was just a guy dressed as Jesus, like, before that. And now it's like I'm Billy Jesus. And it's these guys.
Like being around a big crazy family, you probably don't want to be a love pit, or you don't want these things. But I think it's something like that. It's some connection to people who are kind of loving you unconditionally, and that's what you really want with beautiful people anyway. It isn't just, oh, it's fun to be around you. It's like we all share something that's about, it's not just happiness. It's about pain. It's about adventure. It's about the unknown. It's about, the mysteries of the world or whatever.
God, the most punk thing I saw recently was some relatives of my girlfriend got married up in like Sonoma, California area, and they did a song on guitar, and the wife played drums and the husband played guitar, and they did a song, and it wasn't very good, but it was really, really fucking great. And that was the most punk rock thing I've seen in a while.
Punk rock really changed my life.
It's not a sound, it's an attitude, it's the way you do things. And so for us, punk rock meant you could just do anything you wanted.
Nobody really knew what was going to happen. Everybody sort of wanted all hell to break loose, and it did. And some people rise to the challenge and some people don't. And I have to say, that was one of the craziest nights. Just to see it and witness it, even if I hadn't been a part of it, just to watch everybody sort of rallying to try and bring some spirit to the event, because honestly, it's hard for a viewer at home to see exactly how manic a situation like this is. It almost brought me back to the feeling of something like Festival Express. It brings me back to, The Last Waltz, and because you can tell when you watch movies like that they didn't know really what was going to happen. They didn't know how the night was going to roll on, but they just did it anyway.
we hired a tour manager, Brian Barry, who turned out to be great. And he said, you know, you're basically playing half an entire summer's tour in one day.
We always wanted to break the record. As you got to the second half of the show, Wayne, who kind of dismissed the record in a kind of way, realized that there was a record. Like, I think it really clicked with him.
You know, look, to have the record to be broken is certainly a goal you want, and there were some moments in the truck where I got a little nervous that I didn't think the record was going to be broken, because you had an artist like Wayne who isn't the play song Get Out. He really wanted to meet the fans, particularly the ones that kept traveling with him city after city. So it got a little dicey there. So in a way, yeah, it was more about the element and the environment of the moment.
And I like that our audience would get this great, unique night, this long night, day together with us.
Oh, it takes a lot out of you. I think to be awake for 24 hours and do one thing is difficult, but to sort of facilitate all these particular activities at the same time or over the course of that 24 hours is extremely difficult.
And it makes you tired, and all that adrenaline kind of drains out of you. And I thought, how's this guy going to do this all night, 8 times in a row? How's he going to go from the heat to the cool? How's he going to go up like that in front of an audience and then decompress? And how's he going to do it with a camera on the whole time? And I have to say, for the first 2 hours of the show, I just thought, nobody can do this. He's not going to make it. His physiology is not going to be able to withstand these abrupt ups and downs.
You started to get the feeling that this would be a lot of work to do and not get the Guinness Book of World Records. You know, that's sort of where it flipped for me. And then it really just came down to time. You know, I didn't want something to happen and then we would not get to New Orleans at the right time.
Meanwhile, we get down to New Orleans, it's like so hot. It's like we're on the undercarriage of a very large woman who's reading tarot cards.
Yeah, you literally...
Just hot, sweaty.
And you understand why voodoo works, because you're in this hallucinated state.
You're like seeing shit.
Yeah.
You know, you can be having a bad day and walk around the corner and there's a parade. For what? You don't know, but it's going and you're invited. Like, you can hop right in. If there's a drink wagon with it, go up and get yourself a beer. They're gonna give it to you. Everybody's out to help each other. It doesn't matter if it's a street musician or if you're playing in a bar or if you've got big gigs at festivals. Like, you're pretty welcome, and if you can jam, then you can jam. They don't care what you look like or where you moved here from or anything. It's all about being able to play.
We were the last show in the run. Everything depended on us delivering and getting the show done. Anything that could have gone wrong held us back, would have not allowed us to make the record.
Everybody was exhausted. Everybody was ecstatic. People were so happy. And, you know, the Lips were just so triumphant. They played such a beautiful set. I think Wayne's voice was kind of shot, but it didn't matter. The audience was carrying them. There was a sense that the band and the fans who had traveled with them all night and the fans who were waiting in New Orleans and, you know, whoever had been watching it online and then just, you know, was close enough to be able to come down, were all coming together. People had come together from all different places and they shared an experience, and now they were having the ecstasy of having the completion of that experience.
I have to say, when Wayne at the end of the show was dedicating to the crowd, I'm pretty sure he was looking, no doubt, at us, but he made some eye contact with me, man. and I seriously, I just cried.
When it happened, and when we had all been up for 24 hours straight, and they come out and they present him with this world record, it was kind of a big deal. It felt like a bigger deal than I think any of us anticipated.
After 24 hours, 8 cities, including the final stop here in New Orleans, I am happy to announce the Flaming Lips have set a new Guinness World Records achievement for the most concerts in 24 hours in different cities.
I've said this before, in the Steven Spielberg version of that, I'm crawling to the stage, can't speak, and I'm saying thank you, and I'm barely making it. But in reality, it was really great, energetic, second wind or third wind or 12th wind, whatever it would be, It's hard to resist that. So, you can start off feeling one way, but that energy and that emotion, all that, that affects you. And I think by the time we went to play, it just really felt like there was a lot of love.
When we kicked the thing off in Memphis, the Flaming Lips did pretty much a full set. I think they played for an hour or so. They played for some time before the broadcast started.
I would say maybe by the time they got to Clarksdale, it seemed like things were sort of working out.
Well, our show started at 11:30, and then Wayne and the guys didn't get there until at least midnight or 1 a.m. Performed for the 20 minutes or whatever it was, and then we all just jumped onto the bus and started going down the road.
I had no idea what the routing was, or the fact that we were even going to play with them at like 4 in the morning.
We have a very important official from the Guinness Book of World Records.
Inside this tiny little club in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, called the Boom Boom Room, is Jackson Browne, Andre Hayes, our up-and-coming country music star, and Wayne Klein. All this one. When has that ever happened?
Oh man, my highlight was probably the Biloxi show. When we got off the bus and walked into a swimming pool.
That yes, the record is now tied at 7.
New Orleans is truly the city that never sleeps and really never gets sober.
Not only when they broke the record, right? They broke 24 hours, done, 8 shows. Could have went like that. They played, I don't know, 5 or 6 more songs.
You know, Do You Realize came on, right? And, you know, when he played that song in New Orleans and the confetti was flowing and everything was flying, I had goosebumps.
Come on, come on, come on. Finally, we love you, New Orleans. We love you. Do you realize? Come on. That you have the most beautiful face. Come on, come on, come on. Do you realize one, two, three, four. Let them know you realize that life goes fast. It's hard to make good things last. You realize that no doubt it's just an illusion caused by the world spinning round. One, two, that everyone you know someday will die, and instead of saying all of your goodbyes, let them know you realize life goes fast. It's hard to make the good things last. You realize the sun don't go down. It's just an illusion caused by the world. Come on. Spinning round. That you have the most beautiful Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, motherfuckers, come on. And instead of saying all of your goodbyes, let them know you realize that life goes fast. It's hard to make the good things last. You realize the sun doesn't go down. That's just an illusion caused by the world spinning round. Do you realize that you have the most beautiful face? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do you
I've seen some performers who have been going as long as we have for 25 and 30 years, and sometimes you get the feeling that they hate it and they wish they weren't doing it, and it's like it's as if it's a curse, you know. And I would never want the Flaming Lips audience to ever think that, you know. They've given me this great life.
But when it all is said and done, it all comes down to the music. So Wayne did all these great things in the Flaming Lips, but again, the performances are magical. You know, no amount of technology can make a bad song good or a bad story good. And I think at the end of the day, the story has to be there, the music has to be there. We can talk about all the great new boundaries we push, but at the heart, it's a music show.
It doesn't matter really if you think the old system was better in some ways or just or unjust or whatever. This is the way it is. You can't change it. Music's gone back to being what music was for the first million years of the human race, you know, which was a guy's over there singing and a bunch of people are listening, and that's the experience.
The most exciting thing that someone can hear, it's not music, it's the sound of someone being excited. I mean, that's what your ear is made to hear, is another human. Hopefully you're either fucking them or killing them or having fun with them. So when someone is standing next to you and they're excited, You have to have something wrong with you for that not to affect you. So when we have this mass that's ready to be excited standing right there, we go out there and say, all right, let's get excited.
Let them know you realize that life goes fast. It's hard to make the good things last. You realize the sun doesn't go down. It's just an illusion.